Over the past few months, we've witnessed dramatic moments, inspiring performances and unexpected results as nations battled for a coveted spot in Africa's most prestigious football tournament set to take place in Morocco in 2025. Now joining us is Lucky Chama, a seasoned football analyst with deep insights into African football, and together we'll unpack the standout narratives of the qualifiers, from Sudan's remarkable journey against a backdrop of civil war to Rwanda's shocking victory over Nigeria and the resilience of teams like Benin and Zimbabwe securing their return to the Afcon stage. Lucky, appreciate your time. Thank you so much for speaking to us. I suppose top of mind for me certainly is Sudan's qualification under all that's been happening in their country. How extraordinary is this?
Yeah, it is. It's a big achievement, of course, for a team that has a huge history behind it when it comes to African football. And bouncing back again to be among the great teams, I think this is something that they'd hoped for. And Kwesi Appiah comes in at a time, rebuilds the team, and they've been consistent. Look at the performances. I think it's just a testament of what they've been able to do in the past few months, building the team. And mainly, you'd see that their clubs have been performing so well in club football, and that has been the backbone. Hence, you get to see teams like Al Hilal moving on to play in the Mauritanian League just to maintain the core of the team, and that's the resilience that we are talking about. So I think for me, it's a good bounce back to the elite football, the Africa Cup of Nations. In that group, of course, you'd have thought Ghana would have been dominating that group, followed by Angola, who had a good run at the Nations Cup. Then Sudan, who are just rebuilding, would have come in third. But of course, they also showed that they were capable of a team. They performed well in terms of, especially the two games against Ghana. Those were crucial games that really determined where they would have ended up in this qualifier. So I think for Sudan, the Falcons, this is good. This is a big team. They have a reputation on the African continent. And going back to be among the best teams, this is remarkable. And at this point, like you've said, football is a uniting factor. Hope this unites the country as they look forward to see their team compete at the Nations Cup.
And when you talk about top performing teams on the continent, Rwanda is not one of those countries, but only just yesterday, 2-1 over Nigeria.
Yeah, I think for me it was unexpected. Two quick goals from the Rwanda that has been building its own reputation, and I think over the years this is a team that has come close to qualifying. I think most of their campaigns have ended up in almost qualified, and that was the case. Had it not been for goal difference, I think would have been talking about a different story. The team, the Amavumbis, would have qualified for the Nations Cup. Against the Nigeria side, I think it shows that it's a team that's capable of being broken down. It's a team that's capable of breaking. They haven't been so consistent. Yes, they've qualified. They qualified already, but you don't have expected that Nigeria would go down at in their backyard. But it also goes to show that in leaps and bounds, Rwanda has been building their team, has been coming up with a team that is capable of doing well. So that's a blend of youth and as well as young experience that has been added to the team. I think for me, that's been key. So let's wait and see what they do in the next few tournaments, like the CHAN. If they make it in that tournament, then they can build a team that's going to be competitive from the central eastern side of the continent. For me, I think that would have been even sweet at their confirmed qualification to the Nations Cup. But we can't take away anything from that group that had Libya, that had started so well. Benin, Nigeria were favorites, and I think just that didn't happen because the goal difference wasn't in favor of the Rwandese. But I think for me, that's a commendable performance. And it just shows that even superhouses like Nigeria are capable of dropping points even as they're playing at their backyard.
Lucky, let's touch on Zimbabwe, who've also qualified following that draw. In fact, they didn't have to play. It was a courtesy of another result that went their way. But subsequently, they did pull off that draw to pick up that 1 point that they needed to qualify. But administratively, it's been a lot for the Zimbabwean Warriors. They haven't played at home in several months, purely because their country is unable to host a match at any of the stadia, and every single match that they've played, many which have been played in this country, are literally away from home.
Yeah, I just get to show that they do have a team that's capable to die a little for the country or die even more for the country. But of course, administrative-wise, there's been a letdown, those conflicts that we've seen in terms of administration, who gets to manage ZIFA. That has been the main issue. But the normalization committee, I think, has done so well. Employing NIS was also one of the key elements in ensuring that the team has a stewardship in terms of guidance, the coaching staff. I think the German has settled in so well. If you look at Kama Bida coming back to the team, he has brought in that experience, and of course, the team looks like
Kama Bida, you're absolutely right. He's been key to that resurgence of the Zimbabwe side. Unfortunately, that's where we're going to have to leave the conversation. Lucky Chama, appreciate your time giving us his narrative on those teams that have qualified for Afcon 2025 in Morocco. And that's where we leave sport in this hour. Michelle, it's all yours.